Okay, yeah. So, um, yeah, the Anunnaki that are the guardians of the fourth dimension, and the humans have been in the third dimension for a long time, and so we have been the guardians of the third dimension, which I guess you could mean in the hierarchical level of things we're lower than the Anunnaki. But humans came to the Earth originally, like I said before, to bring together all of these different aliens who have been fighting each other since the beginning of since 250 million years or 500 million years. We have been like separated. The humans and our energy have been separated. Um, a lot of aliens who've been fucked up. Um, so the humans, actually, the human race is on Earth has been the project, the experiment or project or goal for to bring everybody together. So what happened was a lot of like really old powerful souls, or like the oversoul, like really old oversoul, sent parts of themselves down into the earth, which was very dark and separated, and living here separated for a long time. And now we're waking up. So basically the souls of humans, we're not originally, it's different where in normal universes where different people of our level of technology and live, caveman and all this stuff are actually young souls. On the earth, the people are old souls. And it was old souls coming to live on the earth. And so every human being who lives here are actually heroes who've dropped down and fallen angels. And maybe that's from where the biblical story comes from a higher realm and dimension, and from the avatar dimension. We are very, very, very high, and we came down here to experience separation at the utmost, most highest extent possible, even though we are very high avatars, because we had to show the universe kind of how to like reboot from all those wars that were going on and bring everybody together. Kind of the same way, like, say, United States is where, like, say, Serbians and Kosovars can come and live, and they live in the same neighborhood here in the United States, and, well, they don't want to fight here because now they're in another country, and they can start from a clean slate, and it's kind of like that. So humans came, and we were created, and we lived here in the third dimension, and we were, shepherded along by the Anunnaki, but then the Anunnaki got, like, a little bit too freaked out about controlling us, and so then they created wars, and like the Trojan War against the Greeks, and just getting off and us fighting each other, and all the stories from the Mahabharata. But anyways, now that we're ascending, the America, or the world, America is ascending from the third dimension to the fourth dimension, a completely different dimension, a different universe. Different, like, say, if you can imagine different universes superimposed on each other. Like when you die, you're a spirit, and you're flying around the universe or the world, but we can't see you because you're taking up a different space. It's kind of like that. The Earth is going to take up a different space. It's going to jump to another dimension. It's going to be we're not going to be able to tell because we're jumping with the Earth. But the Earth is going to jump to another dimension, meaning that the Earth that we're going to be in a few years can be superimposed on the Earth that we were in just a few years ago. And there could be different people living different lives when you reincarnate and live on a different Earth, and it's the same place, but they don't see each other because it's in a different, like string theory can explain this, M theory, like from the Big Bang, there's different configurations and shapes from the quarks bleeping on and off, and so they don't communicate with each other. And so we are, the Earth is ascending, but then she said an interesting thing, that the Earth, because the Earth can ascend every 26,000 like 450 years or something like that, because that is how long it takes the sun to revolve around the galaxy. You have the galaxy and all the different arms, and the galaxy turns like this, and every 26,000 years the sun goes around. But the sun isn't around on a perfectly elliptical. It goes up, and then it goes down, and it goes up. So it crosses the galactic plane. And the galactic plane is this thing where it's this energy that shot out from the black hole in the center of the galaxy that spins around so fast that the centrifugal force shoots out these plasma sheets, or a plasma sheet that goes out in the center of the universe. And when we cross that, it zooms us, it zaps us with all this extra hyperdimensional energy, which allows us to move on into the higher dimension, the fourth dimension. And so that only happens every 26,000 years, and that's happening on December 21st, 2012. Actually, George Cavasalis says it's going to happen on the spring equinox, May 1st of 2013 and 2000, but December 21st, 2012 is when Mother Earth starts to rectify her axis. We're on a elliptical, or we are in a wobble of the precession of the Earth. But I guess the Earth is going to start to straighten herself out and become straight again and not have a wobble anymore. That's what George Cavasalis says, and it's going to take 4 months to do that, starting in December 21st, 2012. Anyways, but she was saying about how, like, time is changing. Where one of the things about, being zapped with extra energy is, like, time becomes faster. And so our minds can tell the difference how time gets faster, but our bodies can't. So, like, we're like, wait, how can the day be done so fast and the day again? Because the time actually is going faster, and that's a kind of a representation of how we're moving into a fourth dimension where time doesn't really exist as much, and we are more and less controlled by the passing of time genetically. So we're going to be able to live longer just naturally, and not by using new technology. So she's saying that, talking about the chakras, she said that, when she was looking at people before, she could look at people's chakras and it was only up the first three, because they're the ones connected with this earth and they're not thinking about anything else. And so then she looks at the chakras like the base chakra, and because we're connected to the rest of the universe, it kind of comes in from the side, and that swirls around, and then the next one comes in the other side. But then she said back in October of last year, she started seeing how the other higher chakras are starting to be activated. The heart chakra, and certain people, the heart chakra and the throat chakra and the crown chakra. And she can see, once you get past the third dimension and you get into the fourth dimension, that's when you start to realize that you're part of the universe, she said. And you're all one with the universe. And she can see it clairvoyantly, like a lot of people, when they have lately been getting activated on the higher chakras, and when she can actually see that. Like, and when that happens, she could see, like, the energy swirling in from all sides and coming in like a torus, instead of just coming in like a flat sheet up until, like, your belly button. She sees the whole body, and the energy doesn't come in from the side, but actually comes from the head. And so she can see it come out from the body and through the head like an actual donut, a torus, and it's connected. It's like your whole body and your whole energy system is suddenly getting connected to the entire universe. And she can actually see that with her mind. And I guess the most spiritual here, their chakras all the way up to the 8th and 9th chakra are activated. And once we activate all chakras, then we can become connected to the universe physically. And then she said, you're going to create your own universe. So you can control your own universe. So, like, if all of your chakras are aligned and activated, and they're all moving in the same vibration and a coherent system, all like this, and all the different levels that go out to the different dimensions and distances from you, because the root chakra is 1 inch out, and then the next chakra is like a few feet, and then your heart chakra is 8 feet. And when that happens, you are directly connected to the highest chakra, the 15th chakra, God, way out there, the edge of the universe. And therefore, because you are connected to the universe, you are a universe. You're your own universe, and each and every person in here is their own separate universe, and that way you can jump from one parallel universe or one possible reality to the next parallel universe or whatever instantaneously. So you basically have whatever you want, just based on what you decide is appropriate for you. If you say, oh, I'm going to be like this and that or whatever, I'm going to do this and I'm going to even, then you can have that. But not just that, but I'm going to live in a world where this is, then you live in a world where this is. I'm going to live in a world where everybody's nice and everybody thinks weed should be legal. Boom, you live in that world. Even though all the different worlds exist, it allows us to warp drive from parallel universe to parallel universe when all of our chakras are activated like that and connected to the universe. But she was saying that, like different aliens are different, are guardians of different dimensions. And it was the humans from 250,000 years ago are the guardians of the third dimension. The dimension we live in here. But the next dimension, the fourth dimension, is where the Anunnaki live. They're on a higher dimension. But the Earth is moving into the fourth dimension, which means we're going to move into the dimension of the Anunnaki and share it with them. And a lot of the Anunnaki, not all of them, but most of the Anunnaki perhaps, don't like that because they're jealous of humans. Because humans are the ones who have the genetic, the soul DNA, the older souls, and all of the genetics of all the different extraterrestrials. So we're actually superior to the Anunnaki, even though we're younger than them as a race, and we were created by them. The souls who have infused in the human souls and human bodies are more advanced than the Anunnaki souls, and the DNA is more advanced. So it's kind of like getting you're living in an insane asylum, and all of the patients in the insane asylum somehow, for some weird crazy reason, got control of the insane asylum and are all like bossing around all of the PhD psychologists. And then the cops come in and they fix that all, and then all the PhD psychologists have the power again, and then the crazy people have to work in the asylum, have to live in the asylum. It's kind of like that, like the tables are being reversed with the Anunnaki. It turns out that, the Anunnaki aren't the actual guardians and the most enlightened ones, but it's the humans who are, and they just can't stand that. It's really difficult for them. But not just the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki were influenced by the reptilians, but also the reptilians. The reptilians came here and were living here and were manipulating and controlling and trying to kill off the humans for a long time. And they just don't understand, because they don't understand the humans. They have no emotions, and they just don't understand. They don't get us. That's what she said. And so they were influenced. The Zetas, who lived on the Earth a long time ago, who destroyed the Earth and had to advance through pure technology until the point where they couldn't advance in the technology anymore. And then they started to go backwards, and they started to regress, and they had to go, okay, what are we going to do, or else we're going to die? That's when they tunneled into our parallel universe, and they, created hybrids, and they were creating hybrids who were part them, part us, who are going to live on the Earth pretty soon. And, they're just going to have to assimilate. And they're very intelligent, although who knows? That's kind of complicated. But, so she's talking about the different chakras. And you can activate your different chakras to incorporate your body into all the energy, the extra energy that's coming into the Earth right now. You do want to try to absorb that without having to block it, or else you're going to get physically sick and even die. A lot of people are going to die and create natural disasters that are going to kill them off. Because what she said is that the whole world was supposed to ascend to the fourth dimension. And the ascension, the way that energy travels through the universe is, it comes in, if you can imagine the three-dimensional tetrahedron. Let's do the part 3.